Hey guys, Mike here, the Fresh Rinse. Wanted to kind of update you on what's been going on with my life other than some rust areas here that I need to take care of. So I haven't been posting a whole lot on YouTube, and there's good reason. Recently, I was walking up the steps in my house, and I was barefooted, and I somehow or another, I don't know, I just kind of tripped forward, and in doing so, I like stubbed my toe up against the lip of the step, and that was bad enough, but then I peeled back my toenail a little bit, and yeah, it was, you can imagine. So obviously, I squalled like a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory. I mean, it was bad. And so, of course, the pain was intense. I squalled like a little girl, and of course that alerted my wife. My wife and about 3 neighbors came running. I mean, that's how loud it was. My wife was scared to death. Of course, she's no pediatrician, which is the same as a foot doctor, but one of my neighbors is. Thankfully, thank God. And so my neighbor came running in, and he immediately put an EKG on my toe. And, I think that, I don't know what it read. I have to be perfectly honest with you. I was kind of in and out at this point. I felt like this was it. Like this, I'm done. It was scary, very scary moment. So I don't know what it read, like the EKG on my toe, but he kind of went into panic mode and told my wife immediately to call 911 or 911, whichever that it is. And anyhow, our ambulance service around here is amazing. Record time, got here in 3 minutes, not 4 minutes, like some ambulances do. 3 minutes. The ambulance got here, and record time, I'm sure. Anyhow, there were like 12 of them in the ambulance. So they rushed me to the local hospital, and again, I was pretty much out of it. Apparently, I coded 3 times when I was in the ambulance. So they got me to the local hospital, but they knew right then, like four or 12 doctors were checking me out, and none of them were pediatricians, which I'm to understand is foot doctor. And so they called MedFlight. MedFlight here is the helicopter that comes, picks you up, when there's a dire emergency, and obviously this was a bad situation. So our MedFlight is not encumbered by weather or anything like that. It's a real MedFlight, not silliness going on. So they flew me to the local children's hospital. I'm not exactly sure why. My wife told them I needed a pediatrician, which is obviously a foot doctor. So anyways, when I got there, yeah, it was bleak. They flew me into the hospital, not into the hospital, like on the hospital. Like there's a big pad on top of the hospital that has a big eye. At least that's the way it looked. It was an eye. I guess that stands for emergency. Anyways, they landed right there, and they got me into the children's hospital there in Cincinnati. And there's probably 12 pediatricians that gathered around, which is the same as a foot doctor. And yeah, let me just kind of cut this short. The pediatrician, or I guess that's like the main pediatrician, which is like a foot doctor. He told me, he's like, if you had waited like another 5 minutes or so, something like that, he said, you'd be telling a different story. I was like, what kind of story? He's like, you'd have died. And I was like, then how could I have been telling a story? How would I have told a story, another story, if I, I'm no pediatrician, but I know that's silliness. So anyways, that's where I've been. Got a lot to do here on the rig. Still working on the 8. Got to work on some of this stuff here. And, I'm good to go. Like, look what happened here. Look. I got a hole in this hose. And then this is a 1/4 inch, but this is 3/8. So it won't work. So I got to go get a reducer from 3/8 to 1/4 to fit up into this, because that won't work. So anyways, I'm doing good now. They popped it back into place. The pediatrician did. So, all right. Anyways, that's where I've been. Appreciate you guys watching, and thank you for all your prayers. Mike, the Fresh Rinse, and I'm out.